Well, when and how should a wife submit to her husband? That is the question today. Complementarian Women's Studies professor from the Center for Biblical Manhood and Womanhood, Professor Mary Kassian, explains that the age-old question of submission to the husband is answered like this. A husband does not have the right to demand or extract submission from his wife. Submission is her choice. That's right. That's right. Husbands, don't ever tell your wife to do something Scripture plainly commands that they do. Don't ever do that. Professor Mary Kassian, she says it's her choice, it's her responsibility. It is not his right. Not ever. She is to submit herself. Deciding when and how to submit is her call. Well, Mary Kassian, there you go. It's her call, fellas. Submission is on her terms. Now that kind of sounds like theology from Christina Aguilera, from some Christina Aguilera song or something, something like, what a girl wants, what a girl needs, whatever makes me happy. That sounds like that kind of theology. I don't know what Bible she's getting this out of, but, forget about what Scripture actually says about headship and submission, such as, the verses that say the wife is to win a sinning husband without a word. And a husband is to wash his wife in the water of the word, meaning Scripture. Forget about all that. Forget about that. Professor Mary Kassian says about this wife, the submissive wife, no brain-dead doormats or spineless bowls of Jell-O. Submission is neither mindless nor simplistic. Submitting to the Lord. Notice she says submitting to the Lord, not the husband. Submitting to the Lord sometimes involves drawing clear boundaries and enacting consequences when a husband sins. And so, according to Mary Kassian, husbands are forbidden from even attempting to encourage their wives to follow Scripture. But wives must closely monitor their husbands for any and all possible error and punish them if they transgress. Again, I wonder what version of Scripture is Mary Kassian reading this out of. So to sum up her teaching then, husbands must never encourage their wives to honor what Scripture says and submit to their husbands in everything, right? That's out of the question. But this does seem core to a lot of the complementarian theology that you'll see out there. We'll talk more of that in part 2 of the video. But to my fellow patriarchs out there, what do you think of this? Hit the like button, leave a comment, give me some comments on this, and we'll see if we can get it worked out, Christ is winning. He is building his church, and the gates of hell will not prevail against it. Until next time, this is the Postmillennial Man.